Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Men's Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin. And Coach, the CAA schedule maker didn't do you any favors by having the first two games on the road, but your team has come through unscathed, winning this past Saturday 12-10 against Fairfield in a game played in basically a torrential downpour the entire afternoon. Did you have to say anything to your team beforehand to prepare them for the elements that they were going to have to deal with?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the guys were excited, which I was, happy to see. Sometimes you never know what your team's going to be like heading into a game like that, but they were excited to play, excited to compete, but tempering their excitement to understanding with the elements, things change a little bit, especially playing, with a stick and, the mesh and everything there. So, our sticks won't be as crisp and sharp most of the time. The ball might catch, the ball might sail. It's going to be a little weird for you. So just trying to make singles, not look for a lot of skip passes or home run passes. Just play smart lacrosse as much as you can. The ball, dying on the turf, which it did in a few spots.
Yeah, a couple times your guys thought, oh, this is going out of bounds, and the ball just died before it did.
Exactly, it died, and ground balls staying low and getting underneath it. And as they did, they're bringing up a pocket full of water as well as the ball, and they don't quite have a hold in it. So it's, it's a weird game, but both teams are playing in it, and I thought our guys handled it pretty well.
Is it difficult for the goalies in those situations, in those kind of elements?
It is. One, it's pouring rain. It wasn't warm. So they're, trying to keep their body temperature up and then stay engaged. And the ball just comes out different out of the sticks. If it's off the turf, it most likely is going to skip off the turf rather than maybe get a good grip and bounce high. It's going to skip a little bit more. The ball's on the ground more, just because the stick work's probably not going to be as sharp. So ground ball play in and around the crease. And, for them having to throw a clearing pass, they got a bigger pocket. So it's definitely different. Their mental focus is challenged more, and then obviously how they read the ball on shots is challenged more.
Well, but you get the win, 12-10, and Matt Nyland in the goal. How do you rate his performance on Saturday in those type of conditions?
Probably one of the toughest games to play, kind of your first full game, right? Just and what we just talked about. But I thought Matt did a decent job. And he knows he didn't play it as good as he could. Just some fundamental, errors in regards to how he was playing angles and his body posture, things like that. But again, he made a couple of nice saves at different times. He, picked a pass off and, did what he does well and athletic goalie in that regard. So I thought he did, a decent job with the conditions, and again helped us earn a win.
All right, so the Tigers get the victory 12-10, and it was a back-and-forth game almost the entire game, but then again in the fourth quarter, you guys able to do what you did at Drexel, and that's outscore your opponent and come away with a victory. That's got to have you pleased that your team is finishing well.
Yeah, they I think the last two games, finishing well has definitely been, obviously a positive. We've needed that. I'd like to get back to where we're, the whole game playing at a high level, which obviously we've proven we can. So that's going to be a big focus of ours this week. But yeah, our guys have that resolve, have shown that and able to produce and make those little plays, down the stretch in games to earn the win. So, we're excited about that and know it's just going to keep getting tougher.
All right, so this week you have your first conference home game against Stony Brook. Your old offensive coordinator, Anthony Gallardi, the head coach at Stony Brook now, and they lost to Monmouth this past week. I'm sure the conditions there were much the same as what you played in. They are 1-1 in the conference, and they're going to be desperate for a win. They come in at 3-6. You, with a victory, set yourself up in a really good situation right now with Delaware 2-0 for first place in the conference. So a huge, huge game on Saturday for you guys.
Yeah, as we talk about, every conference game's a huge game. Knowing obviously that, they're coming off a tough game, didn't play their best. Monmouth played, pretty darn well. Their Monmouth's goalie played well with 19 saves. So, and where Stony Brook is, they're going to, like every team, they're going to bring everything they have to the field and ready to compete and give everything they have against us.
And they have maybe the best offensive player in the league.
Yeah, Dylan's, excellent for sure, and he's ultra competitive. So I'm sure he is not happy as far as where they are, how they played the last outing, and I'm sure that's being communicated amongst the team. So, the thing we're focusing on is getting ourselves, back on track to where we're playing faster from the start, we're playing more efficient, more effective from the start, and being able to, sustain that and build upon that throughout the game, from start to finish.
Alex Roussel is playing very well for you. Came in, you moved him to the attack late in the game, and he picked up a couple of points late in the ball game. He's been pretty impressive for you in his limited time of playing.
Yeah, he's been a part of that second midfield. Honestly, our second midfield was very strong for us in that Fairfield game, where they've produced, Alex more so than Jameson and Austin.
But Dukeman had a couple goals.
He did, exactly. But kind of the body work to this point, it was really Alex kind of doing the big lion's share with that, and he's a hybrid. He plays mainly midfield, but we're able to throw him in an attack, give us a little bit different look, a little different feel there, and he's produced. It's been great. But to see Austin get some good ones, J-Mo got a really good one. As that game was going back and forth, really strong, physical dodge to earn a goal. So to see those guys, step up in that environment and then be able to produce for the team, I think we talked about it last week, the balance in scoring, that definitely helps.
All right, so the Tigers and the Seawolves will do battle at Johnny Unitas Stadium at noon on Saturday. Glenn Smith and I will have the call for you on Flow TV and TowsonTigers.com. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Men's Lacrosse Report.